Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A teenager rings in the new year at the hospital. Investigators say the boy was shot while getting dropped off on a busy Rockford street.
Rockford leaders hope to prevent more teens from becoming victims or suspects in crimes. The mayor says one way to do this is to make sure children grow up without trauma.
Illinois Public Schools zero in on students' mental health needs. Learners will now be able to stay home a few days a year in order to recharge. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. A teenage boy is on the mend after getting shot in Rockford.
This happened just before 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Investigators say a 14-year-old was getting out of a car on Auburn Street when he felt a sharp pain in his leg. That's when the boy realized he'd been shot. He ran to the nearest store for help. The victim was rushed to the hospital. He's since been released. Police did not say if anyone has been arrested in connection to the shooting. If you know anything about the case, contact RPD or Crime Stoppers.
Cases like this have victims' families and City Hall voicing what they hope to see change this year.
The largest concern being crime, specifically involving children. Rachel Perry spoke with the family of a 15-year-old victim and Rockford's mayor.
So I would just ask people, put the guns down, find better ways to deal with conflict.
A plea from the family of 15-year-old Malachi Lee. He was shot and killed just days before Thanksgiving.
He had completed his school day, caught the bus home, got off at his regular stop, and was basically ambushed.
Malachi's aunt, Kaliza Lee, tells me having to plan a funeral for a 15-year-old is something she wouldn't wish on anyone.
It's not just a newspaper article. You know, he had a mother, he had a father, grandmother, aunts, uncles, siblings. You know, he was loved.
And you just see the violence that's taking place and how it's wreaking havoc in families' lives and have really torn people apart. And you have to do something about it.
Just days into the new year, one of Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara's goals is to focus on childhood trauma in 2022, keeping kids away from crime.
If we can impact childhood trauma and really wrap our arms and services and our care for these young kids, wrap our arms around these young kids, we can have them be better in school. We can have them not turn to a life of violence.
Kaliza, though, is asking for justice, not just for Malachi, but all victims.
Justice for the Lee family looks like an arrest, a conviction. And I think what needs to happen is these criminals need to be held accountable.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Rachel Perry.
COVID patients now occupy a quarter of all in-use hospital beds across Illinois. Health officials reported nearly 6,300 hospitalizations yesterday. That breaks a record set in November 2020. Governor J.B. Pritzker worries the numbers will grow because of gatherings that took place during the holidays.
Getting vaccinated and boosted remains the best way for all of us to take care of ourselves and each other. I fear the climb will continue as the virus incubates in those who were exposed at the end of December.
Pritzker said nearly 100% of COVID patients on ventilators are unvaccinated. Hospital representatives at today's news conference say they're adjusting their facilities to increase the number of available beds. The governor also requested hospitals postpone many elective surgeries.
As we turn the calendar page to 2022, Illinoisans will see hundreds of new laws go into effect.
Michelle Rave looked into a change supporters say encourages schools to help the entire student. Michelle, it's all about mental health.
This new Illinois law allows public school students to have 5 excused mental health absences. Mental health advocates and parents tell me this is a needed change, especially for kids today.
It's not easy. So for a 13-year-old or a 12-year-old, even an 8-year-old, somebody young to be able to do that, it's hard right now. So it's just too much, I think, for these kids this age.
Ann Wilkerson is a mother to 13-year-old Abby.
Wilkerson says she's happy to hear Illinois students will have the opportunity to take the day off to focus on their mental health.
I just think this is a great opportunity for the kids to be able to take those days that they need. There's so much stress in their lives right now. Just even as my daughter talks about, like, she's so stressed about school already.
NAMI's executive director, Danielle Angelari, says many kids are dealing with stresses they haven't had to deal with in the past.
Think about, how much the world has changed over the last 2 years, and school is already a stressor for some kids, and having a stressed mind all the time isn't really a great place to learn, like in your head. So, I can't imagine being in school right now with everything going on.
I think it's great that they can take that time to really feel more comfortable and be able to say, like, hey, I'm struggling mentally. And then that I think that will connect them to resources too.
Wilkerson says she's going to encourage her daughter to use whatever day she needs to focus and prioritize her mental health.
So I've told her, if you need a day, let's take a day, right? Your health is your health, mentally or physically. I'd want her to just kind of focus on what's going on with her. Like, what does she need to do to try and get better? Like, what's causing it? What are the triggers, right? If it's something with school, let's talk through it. If it's a day where I need to take a day off too and we need to spend that just kind of being able to talk and just connecting, I think that's important.
Under this new law, students will not be required to provide a doctor's note and will be allowed to make up any work missed from their day off. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Michelle. Frigid temperatures this week mean Stateline warming shelters will be busy. Here are some of the options people in need can turn to. Carpenter's Place and the Village of McChesney Park buildings are not overnight options, but Rockford Rescue Mission, Rockford Apostolic Pentecostal Church, the Belvedere Public Safety Building, and the Belvedere Oasis do allow people to spend the night. Second First Church in Rockford will open its overnight cafe tomorrow. The service allows folks to warm up, eat, and meet with providers to learn more about agencies that can get them back on their feet. Hours run from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. weeknights.
Veterans and students can now get a free ride on Rockford buses. The program started today. All vets and students K through 12 are eligible. To cover the cost, Rockford agreed to provide more money to RMTD. Administrators say the program's a response to public demand. You can learn more about that program by finding this story on the My Stateline app.
Lawmakers officially kicked off the new session of Congress today with the same to-do list ahead of them. Democrats are trying to drag their agenda across the finish line while staring down the looming midterm elections.
And Republicans plan to use every tool at their disposal to make sure the GOP returns to the majority. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Good evening. Democrats already have a packed schedule ahead of them this month, but what they still don't have is unanimous support among their own party for a lot of these priorities.
The Senate stands at adjournment.
Heavy snow quickly wrapped up the first Senate session of the new year, as President Joe Biden and members of Congress slowly worked their way back to Washington. But in a major shift, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced Monday the Senate will vote on filibuster rule changes, unless Republicans stop blocking stalled voting rights legislation. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says this bill is a must for Democrats.
Everything that we do is affected by how elections are. The sanctity of the vote is respected.
This latest effort on election reform comes just days before the first anniversary of the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Our challenge is to get to the facts and circumstances that created it.
On ABC's This Week, Mississippi Democrat Congressman Benny Thompson says his committee investigating the attack has found evidence that many different people coordinated it.
We have uncovered some things that cause us real concern.
And Wyoming Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, one of two GOP members on the committee, said former President Donald Trump watched the attack on a TV near the Oval Office.
He could have told him to go home, and he failed to do so.
And while that work continues in the House, Senate Democrats have also vowed to vote on President Biden's $1.7 trillion social spending and climate plan that also still does not have unanimous Democratic support. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, it's a cold start this morning as temperatures drop back below zero area-wide. Made it down to 3 below in Rockford, 4 below in Freeport, Sterling, 6 below in Savannah, and the cool spot Galena checking in at 7 below this morning. And despite the sunshine we had out there today, our temperatures didn't warm much. Now, wind was fairly light thanks to high pressure moving in. Has picked up just a little bit here this evening. Now, this is a nice sight to see, right? We were just talking about this during the commercial break. Nice to see the light still on the horizon after 5 o'clock as our days get longer. However, the temperatures are going to be dropping here, unfortunately, later this week. We're at 16 in Rockford, 12 in Freeport, 14 now in Janesville, 13 in Rochelle, and 16 in Sterling, 15 for our weather watcher Bob here in Rockford. Also temperature sitting at 15 for Ken out in Belvedere. Temperatures will drop tonight, but they will not be quite as cold underneath that clear sky because of this southerly wind. That southerly wind actually going to pick up. So our numbers will bottom out here. I think a few spots could drop into these single digits, but then our temperatures will actually rise into the upper teens by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. All of this because of high pressure anchored and shifting more to the south and southeast of us, allowing that southerly wind. Now, the downfall to this is between the difference in pressure between that high pressure system and an incoming low. Our southwest wind is going to pick up during the day tomorrow. So while, yes, we make it up near 30 degrees, cloud cover thickens up, it'll be windy, and that'll keep our wind chill factors in the 20s for tomorrow afternoon. So let's talk about the wind because it does become a factor, especially when we look at our wind chill numbers here later this week. This is tomorrow late afternoon, evening. Winds will be gusting, peak wind gusts coming in at about 25 miles per hour. Those winds are going to increase tomorrow night. That is ahead of a cold front. That cold front comes in very early Wednesday. Notice those peak wind gusts there by early Wednesday morning, 35 miles per hour. Winds are going to stay gusty from the west and northwest during the day on Wednesday, which means our temperatures will actually be falling through the afternoon. Wind will lighten up a bit Wednesday night into Thursday, but it does a number on our wind chills. Wind chills Wednesday morning on either side of 0 degrees. But notice what happens through the afternoon as the temperature falls, so does our wind chill. We'll spend most of our Wednesday afternoon with a wind chill below 0. We are below 0 Thursday morning. Same thing for Thursday afternoon. Friday morning, wind chills could be as cold as 20 to 25 degrees below 0, even though we won't have much of a wind. And the afternoon, those wind chill numbers too stay below 0. That's because the strong cold front comes in, brings us another shot of Arctic air here later this week. And with that cold front and low passing up to the north, we could see a couple of flurries from time to time. Nothing here for the night tonight. Skies are expected to stay mostly clear. A few clouds here through the overnight, but that cloud cover does thicken up as we go throughout the day tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a flurry or two Tuesday night into Wednesday. And then I am going to hang on to some flurries and some lighter snow showers throughout the day on Wednesday night, and also going into Thursday. This is what it looks like when we put it all together with that 7-day forecast. 31 tomorrow, 17 tomorrow night. That 20 is early. Temperatures are going to be dropping through the day on Wednesday. We're down to 3 Wednesday night. Look at that, 13 on Thursday. Some areas, guys, on Friday could be in the single digits for high temperatures for the afternoon. We get a little bump Saturday, but then we fall back again by the end of the upcoming weekend.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
1 week from today is Black Monday in the NFL, the day when multiple head coaches typically get fired. Matt Nagy should be one of those coaches. Like last year, he is making a late season push to save his job. The Bears won the last 2 games, but that shouldn't be enough to sway the McCaskies to stick with him. A win over the lowly Giants and Mike Glennon yesterday doesn't carry much weight in my book. But with the McCaskies, you never know for sure. Even if the Bears win at Minnesota this Sunday, they'll still finish with a record of 7-10. That's a drop-off from last season when they were 8-8, and that 8-8 record was enough then to give the McCaskies pause before they decided to retain Nagy. And Nagy won't have a playoff berth this season to boost him. Feel-good wins at the end of a season, a bad season, they're nice, but they shouldn't blind anybody about the need for a coaching change and probably a change in GMs in Chicago. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers got what they wanted, home field advantage wrapped up through the playoffs, plus a first-round bye. And now the big question is, should Aaron Rodgers and the Packers' other key players sit out this Sunday against the Lions since they have nothing to play for? Rodgers says his injured toe feels as good as it's been in weeks, and he wants to play. He says he also expects Davante Adams and the other starters to play Sunday. If I'm Matt LaFleur, I'd treat this game like a preseason game. I'd let Rodgers and the top guys play a couple series, maybe the first quarter at the most, then they sit. There's no point in taking chances. Everything is set up for this team to make a Super Bowl run. Why risk it? Now that the bowl games are finished, it's time to assess the Big Ten. It was a mediocre bowl season. The conference went 5-4. Minnesota, Michigan State, Maryland, and Wisconsin got early wins. Ohio State had a marquee win in the Rose Bowl. The Ohio State win saved the conference from embarrassment after Michigan got rocked by Georgia, and Iowa and Penn State both suffered New Year's Day losses. Rutgers also had a bowl loss. The overall body of work is not going to sway college football fans across America about the relevance of the Big Ten in college football. It is still a very distant second at best to the Southeastern Conference.
Candace will have a final look at the weather in just a moment.
First, here's a News Nation preview.
Tonight, Elon Musk bows to China, why he's opening a showroom in the country, and the impact it could have on his reputation here in the U.S. Plus, is New York City Mayor Eric Adams the new model moderate for Democrats? That's On Balance. Here's Dan.
Thanks, Leland. Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. Politicized media make their mark on the COVID response. Outlets on both sides trying to pressure the CDC in opposite directions amidst the rampant spread of Omicron. That's tonight on Dan Abrams Live.
That's all coming up on the fastest growing cable news network in America. Catch News Nation on any of these cable or satellite stations. Online, head to newsnation.com.
Now we've got clear skies out there for us tonight. Temperatures will drop into the single digits, low teens, but the numbers will rise a bit with the southerly wind picking up here as we go into tomorrow morning. Temperatures for tomorrow right around 30, but cloud cover increases. Could see a couple of flurries late Tuesday into Wednesday. We've got a few light snow showers Wednesday, Thursday. Strong cold front comes in early Wednesday morning. Temperatures will fall as we go throughout the day. Wind chills from Thursday morning through Friday morning, falling back below zero. A little bit of a rebound by the weekend.
All right, thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.